Hi, I'm Chucky, and I'm your friend till the end. Heidi-ho!
Hello and welcome to the final podcast, the last podcast you will ever listen to.
Welcome, spooky bitches. We're your final bro. That's who we are. Brian Hopwood Acosta and Shane. Which type of meat do you prefer? Chicken, beef, fish, or Donny Osmond Smith?
Donny Osmond?
That's the one that you prefer?
Maybe. I don't know. How would Donny Osmond taste? Guess there's really only one way to find out.
Yeah, I have an interesting factoid about this.
I love it.
You like factoids?
I love
factoids.
factoids.
Chucky, the doll Chucky.
Yes.
Every doll, so basically the whole idea of this is like every doll is a different name, but except that this one was a serial killer that went into the doll of Chucky.
Yes.
Into the good guy doll.
Named Chucky.
Named with a nickname of Chucky. Real name is Charles Lee Ray. Charles Lee Ray, a combo of serial killers. It's Charlie Manson, Lee Harvey Oswald, James Earl Ray. James Earl Ray is the guy who killed MLK.
Oh, interesting. Didn't know that.
Killers.
Okay. And his nickname is Chucky.
Yes.
Nice. Wasn't that John Gruden's nickname?
Charles. Chucky short for Charles.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Child's Play. This movie has Brad Dourif, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't seen this movie in a very, very long time.
And
it was interesting rewatching it. It's definitely like the doll thing doesn't like do it for me, so I didn't know if I'd like the rewatch, but I enjoyed the rewatch very much.
Yeah.
It's very entertaining, thoroughly.
It's two completely different movies between before the doll talks to after the doll talks.
It's true.
Because the leading up to that first scene where you actually see the doll finally move in frame is it's suspenseful. And then once the doll starts moving and talking, it literally turns into a straight up comedy.
Yeah, you're right, because it could even fall under paranormal.
Yeah,
that something's gonna possess the doll, but yeah, it just becomes literally just straight comedy
after. It is a paranormal movie though. There's in this universe, magic and voodoo is real.
Correct. Voodoo is very real. Someone dies to voodoo.
Yes, missed opportunity to cast Tony Todd.
For sure. It's his 1988. It was well within his timeline.
Oh, 100%. I mean, he was doing Hatchet movies after this, and he was doing Candyman before.
No, it was a couple years after. It was 91, I think. Or 1991.
This movie, though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a fun watch.
So,
sure.
You want to
go right in?
Well, you got anything else to say? Any more facts to throw at me?
No, I just thought that was interesting because
it actually is.
Charles Lee Ray sounded familiar to me. I just thought it was the name of another serial killer, and then when I looked it up, it was 3 different killers combined.
That makes a lot of sense. All right. With that said, then we're gonna jump into the pit that we call spooky.
Yes, we are. Well, Child's Play, like I said, released in 1988. Andy wants a popular doll more than anything for his birthday. But when his mother gets it for him, they all too quickly discover the doll is the essence of a serial killer. Film was directed by Tom Holland and stars Catherine Hicks as Karen, Chris Sarandon as Mike, Alex Vincent as Andy, and like we said, the great Brad Dourif as Charles Lee Ray and voice of Chucky.
One thing I like about the kid who plays Andy, he has grown up to be in more Child's Play things. He's in the later movies, and I think he's in the TV show now as well.
Interesting. I heard this TV show's okay.
I think he plays Andy too, an adult Andy.
Adult Andy? That's grown up. It's the after.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know how they could carry that story on for so long.
Oh, he just keeps getting reanimated.
Many different ways. Chris Sarandon is the guy that was in, he's Jerry Dandridge in Fright Night. We just seen him in Sentinel. Yeah. And I never knew he was Jack Skeleton in Nightmare Before Christmas.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that guy, and I think this was after Fright Night. I think it was a couple years after Fright Night.
Well, I mean, just recently I learned that Howie Mandel voiced Gizmo in
Yes.
in Gremlins.
I found that out When we reviewed that last year, I saw that.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck.
So I mean, we just learn facts on this podcast.
Is that in both Gremlin movies?
I know in the
Multiple
first one.
Gremlin? How many Gremlin movies are there? 2?
Yeah.
We gotta probably do the second one just to get that.
Yeah, the fun fact is the guy who directed Gremlins 1, Joe Dante, I think it was, he said that movie was great and didn't need a sequel. And then the studio forced him to get a sequel.
And then he made it
And
himself?
then he did it only if they gave him full creative control, which he got. And then he made the most batshit movie of all time with it.
Gremlins 2?
Yeah.
Wow, we have to review
We should. It's not a Christmas movie, I don't think, so we can kind of do it at any time.
I feel like when movies are like blockbusters and they make the second one, they're just loose in the big city. So I guarantee it's Gremlins in New York. Actually, you know what? Let's just look it up. Have you seen it or no?
Yes.
I have not seen it. This is a total guess.
It's Gremlins in the big city, but they are contained to one giant skyscraper. But,
okay, so it's in like one city.
Yeah, it's in a skyscraper in a city.
Okay.
Yeah, they get loose in there. Because I believe, I forgot the main character's name. I think he works as like an art designer.
I'm just thinking of a Christmas movie V2, like Home Alone in the big city.
There's like a lot of, like, you remember that family that got run over by the bulldozer?
The Forester?
Or whatever that thing was? They're alive in the sequel.
Get the fuck out.
They're like, yeah, it kind of missed us. Yeah, like he just wanted to bring people back and do shit. He like literally
went nuts.
Yeah,
He just
but
trolled.
it's an entertaining movie. It actually would be fun for the podcast.
Yeah, we could do it. We have a sequel September, I think.
Oh, we always
A lot of
do.
good
Sequel
sequels, though.
September is one of my favorite things we do.
Well, you know you're gonna throw a Final Destination in there.
Yeah.
Could even throw a Child's Play 2 in there.
We need a 5-week sequel September. There's so many options.
Yeah, man, we'll see.
Wrong Turn 2.
There's a lot. Wrong Turn 2 might find its way on Final. Well, we'll have to see. Maybe Wrong Turn 2
2's got to be on this one.
Yeah.
Wrong Turn 3 probably won't be.
I mean, once you start getting straight to DVD, we have another whole podcast
Yes,
for that
now,
type of trash.
We got Friday the 13th Part 4, one of my favorite parts. I definitely want to get to that soon. Yeah, we got so much.
I
But
feel like every year you're going to get a Halloween. You're going to get a Friday movie.
Yeah.
But now we're just adding, Chucky to the mix. He's a slasher.
Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 we got to get to eventually now.
That's true. God, I hate
And we never even touched Hellraiser yet.
And I would say arguably Hellraiser 1 is better than any of these movies.
It's not even close.
Like I would the only one I would say maybe has could battle it is Halloween.
Yeah.
But I actually
I think
more.
Hellraiser 1's the best.
Hellraiser 1 is fucking incredible.
We still got to get...
Actually, no, Texas Chainsaw 1's easily the best of them. But you're right. No, Hellraiser 1 is really good. I just like Texas
is
more.
good. We still got to get to the rest of the Texas movies.
Well, what are we doing?
We did 1 through 4 in 3D. We still got Texas Chainsaw, the remake, Texas Chainsaw, the beginning, the remake to the prequel to the remake. Then we got Texas Chainsaw with Steven Dorff. We got
Leatherface.
Yeah, we got Leatherface. Yeah, right. That's what it was called. It's called Leatherface. And then we still got Texas Chainsaw 2022.
Well,
Prepare to be canceled, bro.
We have many sequels, Septembers in the future for that.
We should just pretend a whole year is nothing but Septembers.
Jesus. Just knock out all these sequels that we set up.
All right.
And lose all our people that listen to us.
Facts. They're like, oh my God, they're on Hellraiser 9.
For anybody that listens along to this podcast, we're gonna run you through the fucking mill.
yeah, with sequels. That's what horror movies do, though. They just run you through sequel after sequel. So maybe we should actually focus on the first of a series. Let's focus on Child's Play now.
Yeah.
Where we're gonna open with a shootout between a police officer and Charles Lee Ray. I forgot what the cop's name is.
His is Mike.
Mike.
That's why I said Mike Sarandon. His name is really Chris Sarandon,
Yes.
not
So
Susan
Officer
Sarandon.
Mike and Charles Lee Ray are going to get into a shootout. Charles' partner Eddie fucking dips.
Yeah, he dips. He's out of there. And I think that the killer, Charles Lee Ray, he goes by something called the Strangler.
Yeah, it's the Strangler.
That's the Strangle.
It's just like a strong name.
There's a tough shootout. He gets shot in the leg.
He does. So he has to hide in a toy store, and he's bleeding out.
He's bleeding out.
He's like, I'm dying.
I'm dying. If only I had a doctor. Guess what? Guess who plays a doctor in Deadwood? Brad Dourif.
Didn't know that.
See what I
Learned
did there?
something new. How great is Brad Dourif in Deadwood?
He's good. He's gold.
You know what I love Brad Dourif in? Alien Resurrection, where he's just in love with the alien and kind of wants to make out with it at times.
Amazing.
It's incredible.
You know, he's also in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. He plays like Billy Bibba character that gets like stabbed. He's like super young in it.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That's the one that stutters, right?
Stutters, yes. He got the short.
I
hair.
never knew that was Brad Dourif.
Brad Dourif.
He's really good in that.
Yeah.
Brad Dourif is a good actor.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, no, he is. So eventually, he's going to find the good guy dolls, the Chucky doll. It's called the Chucky doll because his nickname is Chucky. And he does this chant. The second movie in a row we're doing with chants. And since he does that, even though he just constantly screams, "Give me the power, I beg of you."
It sounds like fucking He-Man.
It does. Give me the power, I beg of you. He transports his soul into this good guy doll, and then the entire store blows up.
Yeah.
We wake up to the next morning to the worst breakfast I've ever seen in my life.
Well, was that the worst CGI lightning bolts before you've ever seen in your life?
It's up there. It's up there.
So this actually was the scariest thing I've seen for the entire year of 2022 when I watched this movie. It was the scariest thing I've ever seen. This boy, Andy, is bringing. He's trying to do something good. He's trying to bring breakfast to his ma, who's in bed, who's just so sleepy yet. I've never seen a kid oversleep his mom, but that's what's happening here. So he's trying to make breakfast and cereal and like lug it, and he's just spilling all of it over the floor. Yeah. And I am fucking dying inside.
There is such a milk trail.
Oh, it's awful.
And milk in a carpet. Oh,
carpet. Fruit Loops. Oh, it's bad.
And what about that glob of butter? It's not even a lot. It's a mega. How did he even get that much butter in one scoop?
That toast is impossibly black. Could not be blacker.
I kind of wanted to take a bite of the toast.
It is so dark.
I had a curiosity of how I've had burnt toast. That was on a new level.
Yeah, it was super black.
I respect the mom who's like, I'll eat that later.
Yeah, she just looks at it. It's like, I'll take that. I'll eat that next week.
Yeah, I'll take that to go.
I won't probably would rather have moldy bread.
Ugh.
No, that's actually disgusting.
It is.
I've actually eaten moldy bread before, not knowing it, and swallowed it down because I didn't know it was there.
How was that for you?
Horrible.
Yeah.
Well, it tasted like really like oddly sweet.
Yeah, I think that's, yeah.
Which made it even grosser because what happened was I tasted it and then I actually looked at the piece of the corner of the bread and it had green, looked like a pistachio in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom's like one of those people like she can't look at moldy bread.
It's gross. It is.
She like will be sick.
All right, so it's Andy's birthday.
And he wants only one thing. He watches the show. He sees the commercials.
He wears the outfit.
He wears the clothes. He wants a good guy doll.
He didn't get one.
He didn't because his mom was too busy being poor.
You're not. It's always that weird thing. It's like they can afford an apartment in New York City,
which is impossible.
But they can't afford the good guy doll that probably costs like $30 at the toy store.
So I think they mentioned the MSRP on the dolls around like 100.
Oh, okay, that's pricey for a doll.
I think so.
That is pricey for a doll, right? In fucking 1987.
True, but
that's like half a salary.
It's like half a salad in New York nowadays. It's a huge doll, though, man. That box is big.
Yeah.
And it's an interactive doll, and they probably didn't have interactive stuff back in the 80s. What the fuck did they have in the 80s?
Just dolls that poop.
Backgammon and Billy Idol.
Oh, my God. Yeah. A rebel yell.
She cried, Mom!
That was all the 80s had. That and, like, Poison.
Yeah, which was poison to your ears.
It really was. So Andy's upset, but the mom's like, you know what? I know this homeless man.
The street peddler out back.
Even though she doesn't know him, it's her friend, right? Who's like, I got this guy.
Yeah.
I dated him once.
I dated him. Yeah, I love how they're haggle. She's like, I'll give you. The guy's like, it's $30.
Yeah.
Which was a steal because I did mention it. That is more like way more.
100, yeah.
And she's like 10 to 15 tops. That's her haggle. And he's like ready to leaving with the doll 30. And the lady's like, no, I will literally just pay for the fucking doll. I just want the doll.
It's $30. Just
she goes, I promise you, I dated this guy. It's 10 or 15.
Like, just give the homeless man $30.
Yeah.
So
she's trying to see if it works. I mean, like, it is so criminally low. This guy just wants to obviously buy liquor. Just let him know.
Just let him. He gotta get through the winter. It's freaking cold because it is winter. There's snow everywhere. It's cold. It's New York.
You know, it makes me
You're
realize.
already depressed because it's New York.
So yeah, it'll get you immediately depressed. You know, we've gotten hit with a lot of cold weather lately.
Yes.
Impossibly cold Christmas and Christmas Eve. When people freeze to death, is it because their body's made up of 70% water and they just freeze to death?
You know, I don't have a clue, but I'm going to say that makes sense.
I thought about this the other day because I'm like, I walked outside and immediately got almost frostbite.
Yeah.
Like my hands were like literally just done. They were purple and like from 2 minutes of walking.
Yeah.
So I don't know how people do it in Chicago at all.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. Well, gloves probably.
Where it's like 0 degrees with a 50-degree wind chill.
Yeah, no, I'm out on that. I barely want to live here because of the cold.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That's a very good question.
Now, if we had a resident doctor, I would call them, but we can't afford those residents anymore, those experts.
No, we dropped all of our experts.
We had to cut down on our budget.
Yeah, because we were having experts for everything, and it was getting kind of pricey to keep all these people on payroll.
That's true.
So the mom is going to bring the doll to Andy. Andy is super excited. He's really happy. He's just like, this is making his day. He's ecstatic. Problem is the mom can't get off of work.
For his birthday.
Yeah, because the boss is like, nope, you have to work. And Maggie's like, I'll cover. He's like, Miss, you work in clothes. She works in perfumes. You cannot cover.
Yeah. So you know what my immediate thoughts were on this? I feel like they were really trying to demonize this guy.
Yes.
Big time, right?
Yes.
And I'm like, this guy's just telling it how it needs to be. I don't know if I've gotten really cutthroat, but she's like, it's my son's birthday. She's like, you have no PTO and you need to work. You're not, she's like, you got to work your shift. She didn't want, she wanted to leave.
So the thing is, though, and it's going to sound crazy, but
I have no
why
idea
didn't
if
you just save a PTO day?
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, it's the birthday. That's what you save the PTO for. But if she's got if she got no days off, can you blame the guy if someone can't cover for her? I mean, maybe the approach was, you know,
it was a little rough on his part. He could have had a little more tact to it, but maybe she also should have saved one PTO day.
Yeah. Her friend's clearly a bad influence. I don't know what they're doing over there in the fucking shoes department.
Oh, shoes. That's what she's in. Yeah. Shoes department. They put all the bad eggs in the shoes department.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, though, at least Aunt Maggie can get off early because she could take care of the kid at night. First thing you learn about Chucky is that he loves the 9 o'clock news.
Does.
Huge fan of the 9 o'clock news.
Because what she's gonna do is, it's getting late. She gotta put little Andy to bed.
Yes.
And she takes Andy and she takes little Chucko and she brings him out to the bedroom.
Yeah.
They're in. She's doing her thing, popping.
I think she's powdering her tits in the bathroom.
Boopity bopping, doing the whole thing, probably cleaning up.
Yeah.
Getting ready, cleaning up. And then she hears the TV just back on.
Yeah. Very 80s TV sound.
Yeah. And she notices Chucko's watching the TV. He's watching the 9 o'clock news.
He needs to get his news.
In reality, it's probably Charles Lee Ray looking for the story of what happened and just to get like an update.
Yeah, he just wants to know if they're looking for him or not.
He's just like outstretched.
Just watching the news. It's so great.
Love it.
She's going to grab the doll. She can be like, Andy, I told you not to keep the doll out there. It's like,
I didn't do it, Mackie. It wasn't me. He told me he wanted to watch the news. What the fuck is actually going on today?
Chucky, he's going to sneak back out of bed with Andy, and he's going to start moving around. You're going to hear the pitter-patter of feet. He's going to move some chairs.
So quick.
And Maggie's getting a little spooked.
Yeah.
Because she's looking around.
Quick.
She's like, why is this door open here in the front? And then she's going to hear, I think, a bang, right? In the kitchen.
Yeah.
She's going to go investigate it. And you just see the POV of someone running at her. And he hits her in the head with a hammer.
Is the toy hammer from the tool set that he got for Christmas?
Yep. Hits her in the head with a toy hammer. And she's going to stumble 45 feet and dive out of the kitchen window.
For number one, the way that this house is set up, like that window is meant to be fallen out of.
Yes.
Like it's just literally like a window and then the concrete floor 15 million feet below.
Yes. Also, like, what if you accidentally did trip?
You're dead.
Yes.
That's the thing. Like, the way that this building was constructed cannot be up to code.
No. It's a suicide building. You get this apartment if you think one day I might do it.
Yeah.
Because she might have been suicidal because she does run.
She runs out of the window.
Yes.
Backwards.
She didn't have to do that from a toy hammer.
I don't know how she did it.
Oh, no.
That toy hammer, though, I don't know. For some reason, when Chucky wielded it, the thing just...
It's the hammer of Thor.
Yeah, there's like literally made a lasting hole in her head.
Yes. So the mom's going to come home to caution tape and police, which is something you never want to come home to.
And a dead best friend.
Well, she didn't know that yet. Now she does.
Now she does.
They're
You're
like,
right.
The cop's like, hi, I'm Officer Mike. Your friend jumped out of the window, and your son is fine. He's in his bed.
With Chucko.
With old Chucky.
Yeah.
I love how the cop is instantly suspicious of the kid.
Yeah, because of the toy hammer, and like there was nobody else in the house, and they saw that there was like small footprints.
Yeah.
On the, was it powder?
Powder. It was flour.
Flour, yeah. It was on the flour. She's like, "Can I see your feet?" And the mom's hot. She's coming in hot. Like, she is angry that everyone's there. And now the suspicion on her son, she's not having it.
No, and I love how, like, the cop is, like, doing his, like, trick the child into, like, framing himself by, like, he's like, let me see the bottom of your shoes, kid. I love shoes.
Those are some nice kicks.
Yeah, and the mom's like, you get away from my son.
It's like, I'm a connoisseur of kids' shoes. Let me see those.
I collect them. I have a mantle place. Then the mom does something I guess you can only do in 1980s New York at a crime scene, which is tell all the police to leave. So
and they leave?
And so I could go to bed. So the police have actively left a crime scene and just let the family sleep there.
I love that. She's like, I want you all out. He's like, all right, let's close up shop, everybody. Let's go.
This single parent wants us to leave. We have to go.
She's not hard. She can't make ends meet. We need to get out of here.
Wouldn't they just put her up in a hotel room while they investigate?
Yeah.
Isn't that normal procedure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, they don't do normal procedure here. They leave.
No. Yeah, they're out of there. It's just, the family. The cop is definitely a skeptic, but he thought the whole thing with the kid and the feet was weird.
Yes. Well, he has his detective friend get evidence, like fingerprint evidence on the hammer. That never comes back into play, but that's what they're doing.
Yeah, the only other thing is that I know the scene will shift to Andy in bed.
Yes.
Looking at Chucko, and Chucko's feet
have flour.
He does run out of bed and then like alerts the cop right as he's leaving.
Yes, that.
And he lets them know
Chucky was on the counter.
And like nobody, like the mother, like is like, you get back to bed, and like the guy just leaves, and like that's the end of
the cop only believes in. He believes in a hunch and evidence, and his hunch is that it's Andy, and he doesn't have evidence, so he's going to stick to his Andy theory.
Yeah.
So the next day, Andy goes to school, and as any kid can do in 1980s New York, he just leaves school and gets on a subway with no questions asked.
Yeah, and he can ride the subway. He has the fare for it.
Yeah, he has the cash. The ticket takers just let him. I'm pretty sure the guardrail where like security is would just stop a small child from getting onto the subway.
1,000%. They would ask where their mom is.
Yeah,
the mom that when told that from the kid that Chucky told him that he was the one that murdered the girl, didn't believe him.
Well, doesn't the kid say, Chucky's real name is Charles Lee Ray?
And she's like, no, it's not you, idiot. You scumbag. It's not him.
No, it can never be him. So Chucky's going to bring Andy to Eddie's house, Eddie Caputo.
Eddie Caputo, the guy who booked on the deal, he left.
Yes.
Left him out to dry. He got shot in the leg and then shot in the chest and bled all over the toy store.
So Eddie Caputo has this like amazing house that is both abandoned but has running gas.
This is the house that plaster and sheetrock forgot.
Yes. But like in a house like this, wouldn't the gas not work because you have to pay for that?
Yeah, there's no way this house would have. It would be freezing.
Yeah.
Essentially. This house would be freezing cold.
Yes, but we are going to learn the stove does work because Chucky's going to turn the stove on.
Okay.
And Chucky's going to run around the house. You're going to hear a little
Wow.
It's a little different than that, but it's kind of like the
maniacal
gist.
doll off. I was gonna actually start a new segment on this show.
Oh, what's it called?
You're a doll.
Okay.
You're a doll.
Yes.
And because you're a doll, how would you interact with a human as a doll? Like if I was like, I'm naming my doll Shane. Hey, Shane, buddy. And you say,
what's poppin'?
Oh, I didn't know that my doll was a thug.
Yo. Sup?
Wow.
I don't know.
90s white rapper. Hey.
Oh, yeah, we're new kids on the block.
Whoa.
Wait, what? I'm trying to think of Mark Wahlberg and like how he talked in the 90s as a white rapper.
He's like, yo, get out the way.
Yeah.
Feel it.
Because he just used to do a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, pow.
The fucking no, it's the workout video.
Oh my god,
amazing.
So as Eddie Caputo's like trying to shoot the air, he's eventually going to shoot the oven and blow up. And that's why I said I don't know if gas would run in this house. It does. Eddie Caputo is gone. He is kaput.
Ooh.
That joke deserves.
He's kaput.
He is. So,
Capiche?
Capiche. Andy's mom is going to be called to the police station, and they're like, have you seen your son yet? And she's like, no, he's in school. And like, okay, come with us. And you just see Andy getting interviewed by the detective. He's like, so why'd you blow up Eddie Caputo? Why'd you do it?
You're building up a rap sheet, kid. First, you plug your babies. Then you take out Caputo. He was number 1 on our most wanted list.
Who are you going for next, kid? He's like, who are you going for?
He's like, did you also take out Charles Lee Ray? I thought it was Mike, but it might have been you now.
I got my eye on you, kid.
Actually, he's taking out criminals, except for the girl. He might have been there.
I know. Oh my god.
He's just killing folks.
So a doctor, so when they do start, realistically, the kid's like, it's Chucky, and he starts beating beating the doll. He's like, I'm telling you, it's the doll. And he's like, why don't you talk, Chucky? Say something, stupid.
And like the mother is getting progressively angrier.
Yes.
But I think what starts to happen is he just doesn't stop. He's so adamant about the fact that it's Chucky that the mom actually does something that I thought was logical. She tries it.
Yes.
I know how illogical it sounds, but she actually goes to the doll and basically shakes it out and basically just said you killed my friend. You did it.
Yeah.
And then literally seconds later gets the reaction that she wanted.
Okay, so it's actually, I love this scene. One thing I just want to mention, just for context, is there's a doctor that I was watching in the police station, and he takes Andy.
Yeah, that's true.
So Andy is not here, because now we're at the apartment for that scene.
It's just the mom.
This is the best scene in the whole movie. Mm-hmm. The build-up, and it's actually a good suspense, where she's interviewing the doll, and then she goes to grab the box.
Why'd you kill my friend?
When she goes to the box and the batteries fall out, as a first-time viewer, that's a really impactful scene. Because that's the reality smacking her that fuck.
Yeah, that's true. So the reality is I got to go over there and make sure this doll
has batteries.
Because now I see that the ones that came in the box are not in the doll.
Yeah.
This is interesting. And this is what makes the leap plausible.
Yes.
So when she does it and she goes there and she sees that they're not in there, how would you react in that situation?
Terrified, but she doesn't even have a second to react because he instantly spins his head around and goes, "Hi, I'm Chucky, wanna play?" And then she drops the doll. It fucking barrel rolls under the couch.
My dumb ass, I would my thought process would be and Chucky would prevent this because he just comes alive right away. My dumb ass would be okay, well, batteries don't power up the voice. It's just inside the thing. Yeah. Batteries probably do something else. But like I said, even if that theory was to play, Chucky didn't give it the opportunity.
No.
He just comes alive.
Well, because she grabs him and she's like, admit it. Admit you killed my friend. And
You killed my friend.
And he's like, tell me or I'm throwing you in the fire. And then this is when the movie turns into pure comedy. Chucky comes alive and he's like, you stupid bitch. You stupid slut. I'm going to carve your face.
I'm going to cut your tits off.
Yeah, really, though.
It's like Ginger Dead Man as a doll.
It's no joke because he's just moving his tiny friggin' arms and yelling. So there's certain scenes that like are actually played by like a dwarf, I believe.
Yeah.
And other scenes that are like, I think animatronic or like CGI. There's certain scenes where you could clearly tell like the doll is much bigger than like anticipated. But yeah, it's wild. The facial expressions. He like bites her, right? He bites her on the arm.
Yeah. Yeah, he bites her on the arm.
And then he fucking books it to the elevator. Just a doll ride in the elevator. And she's chasing after him.
Yeah. So the next logical step is she has to tell Officer Mike about the interaction with Chucky, who is real.
And he still doesn't believe her. And she's like, would you look at my arm? Like, did you see this bite mark? He's like, where the hell did you get that? He's like, the doll.
She's like, oh, you're a freak.
He's like, I didn't know you were into it like that.
Ooh.
So she's like, all right, you know what? I'm going to go talk to the peddler myself. He's like, it's a really bad time of night and day.
In a bad neighborhood. You should know this. You live there.
Yeah, it's like you don't go to the homeless village after 8 p.m. What are you doing?
No.
She does anyway.
Yeah, she's trying to shake this guy up.
Yeah.
And he's just trying to con her for more money.
This scene, it's not supposed to be funny, but I'll be honest, I got a little laugh.
Yeah.
When she's offering him money, and he's like, all you got? That's not all you got.
He's trying to squeeze the moves on her.
Yeah, and then he's trying to squeeze her when he puts her up against a car.
Yeah.
And I love how Officer Mike just comes out running like Frank from It's Always Sunny with a gun.
He just comes out with a gun and just puts it up to him. Basically scares the peddler off.
Yeah. Like all the homeless people just run away. He's like, cheese it, it's a cop.
Yeah. The flock of the shanty people.
Yes, they are gone. The people that you want to get rid of in Tropico have left.
You just pluck up a couple of tents and they have the tent elsewhere.
Oh my God. So they learn about the doll, the peddler. I mean, having a gun in your face is a good way to get knowledge, I guess. He's like, yeah, I took it from this toy store. It burned down.
And then she tells him that.
Yep.
He's like, well, I was the one that put one in his chest and killed him that night.
He still, like, doesn't fully, like...
He's a skeptic because it's a doll. He literally, no matter how much... Because he does drive her back.
Yeah.
And, like, she keeps, like, laying it on thick. And he literally just will not entertain the conversation.
No. But he does go back to his police station to look up evidence on Charles Lee Ray. And, you know, he's looking up associates, stuff like that.
Caputo's dead, too.
Yes.
That was his partner.
Yep.
That, you know, booked.
Yes. He gets back in his car. He starts driving when Chucky starts strangling him from the back seat.
There was a reason why he had to kill the police officer. The police officer was going somewhere. And I forgot where he was going, but he needed to...
Oh, he was going to go to the voodoo guys.
Yeah, and he needed to get to him before he got to the voodoo guy.
Yes. But yeah, Chucky starts strangling him. He burns Chucky's face with a lighter, and then Chucky starts stabbing through the chair, laughing.
And he's like, I don't know how this is even done. He's like driving while hopping to avoid
it's wild. He's
knife.
like his ability to both hit the gas and hover over the seat
while maintaining maneuverability on the steering wheel is quite.
He should be in NASCAR.
Skill.
Yeah. He eventually does flip the car, though.
Yeah.
Chucky's coming to kill him, but he shoots Chucky in the chest.
And Chucky just goes flying.
It's so funny every time he gets shot and goes flying, because he is a doll.
He is a doll. Who bleeds, because that's going to be the next scene when he goes to the voodoo man.
Yes. So Chucky goes to the voodoo man.
Recast Tony Todd.
Yes. And the voodoo guy explains that, like, he's like, I'm not going to, he's like, he's like, I can't believe you did this, pretty much, that you transferred. And he's like, I won't tell you anything. You're an abomination. And then old Chucko, as you would like to call him, is like, you know, you shouldn't tell all your clients where you leave your voodoo doll.
Yeah, I think he said it's an abomination because he he basically used the magic to like. He put his life into a figure.
Yeah.
When like apparently that you're not supposed to be doing that.
No, it's against like God's will or something like that. So, in order for Chucky to get info on how to not be a doll anymore, he starts breaking limbs on the voodoo doll. Snaps an arm, snaps a leg.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
It really
snaps
was.
It back. Like, legitimately snaps it back.
And then the guy's like, you can only transfer your soul into the first person you revealed you were a real person to.
I feel like that's a messy plot line, but...
Yeah. Because now he has a date with a 6-year-old boy.
That's true.
What
Andy,
a line.
Who was the first person he revealed it to.
So he has to go into Andy's body. So like I said, date with a 6-year-old boy. Very interesting line for a serial killer to say.
Why have a date with a 6-year-old boy?
Pretty much. The police officer's going to go to the mother, and he's like, this man, he's going to be the one who helped us, the voodoo guy. They go, see the voodoo guy's dead. He's
dead, and his body is just
mangled. Oh, yeah, because Chucky stabbed him in the chest, and he stabbed him, and he's dead. So they're like, okay, we got to get Andy. So they got to go to the hospital. Chucky's also at the hospital.
That's the problem with that. He's there.
Yeah. Andy's going to escape from his room. The doctor's going to chase Andy. And the doctor's going to try to hold Andy down and sedate him. I want to be sedated.
Ooh, I want to sedate a 6-year-old boy.
I want to be
significantly less stronger than an adult male.
Sedated. And he's really struggling. So this is a weak-ass doctor.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But Chucky's going to show up. He's going to stab him in the ankle with a scalpel. It's probably got to hurt a lot.
Oh, yeah. In the ankle? I mean, you could literally just slash an Achilles that way.
Oh, what is this, Pet Cemetery?
You've seen Hostel?
Yeah, Pet Cemetery, Hostel, all of them. He's even going to fry this guy. I love a good frying scene in a movie. You love a
frying.
Yeah, this is like very House on Haunted Hill.
World War II.
Yeah, all of that.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah.
So this doctor is, as we've been saying, cooked, literally this time.
Yes.
Because his face is black. There's blood coming from his mouth and eyes.
Straight char.
He's char. He looked... Okay, Brian, I have a question for you.
What?
More burnt, this doctor or the toast at the beginning of the movie?
Oof, the toast.
We're going toast.
Yeah, that was the blackest toast I've ever seen. Andy should not be in the kitchen.
No. How do you burn toast that bad?
He just literally forgot about it. He was probably watching Good Guy commercials with his...
He was, yeah.
He literally he was in the outfit of the good guys. He literally looked like the good guy kid.
God. He wears that outfit a lot in this movie.
Yeah, it's probably...
He also wears, I think... Oh, no, it's the next movie I'm thinking, where a kid's wearing a shirt. A sweater I actually really like. I think it's in The Shining. He's wearing that Mickey Mouse sweater. Awesome sweater. Kind of want one.
But like, how could he afford different clothes when his mom has a New York City apartment?
Yeah, his mom is so poor. They're poorer than the peddler. Because the peddler's at least smart and not paying for a New York City apartment.
The rent on that has got to be insane.
Yeah. So the police officer and the mom are going to go to the hospital, see Andy's not there, and they're like, oh, where would he go? Back to the apartment. They go to the apartment where Chucky has already captured Andy, and he's like holding him, and he's like, give me the power, I beg of you.
Oh my God. The chanting in the beginning was so funny.
Do you love the CGI thunder and lightning and clouds that come every time he chants?
I like it when he's bringing it on by like the Latin. I guess it was Latin that he was speaking. It was like, I guess the satanic kind of.
Domble, dembla, hembla.
Yeah. He's trying to cast a spell, or like start a ritual. And it's interesting.
It is. Yeah. It is. They're gonna fight off Chucky. They're gonna save Andy's soul. So this is the thing. We're learning, right, that Chucky is becoming more and more human, right? So as time, he'll eventually just be fully human, and he can die as the doll. He goes through more punishment than any human I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And just can't die.
He gets absolutely roughed up. I think there's a point in time where he's burned in the face, right?
Yeah, he's burned in the fire. They throw him in the fireplace.
Yeah, he gets roughed up quite a bit.
Yeah, so this whole scene is like it's a big like chase through the apartment. They have one of those bathrooms that has 2 door entrances, like a door one way, door other way. Yeah. So they're like hiding in between doors. Chucky's trying to get in. He's just stabbing, hacking at doors. He's like, Give me the boy and I'll let you live. Give me the boy and I'll let you live. He knocks the police officer out with a bat.
Yeah. He just clocks him with a bat
Yep.
and he just falls. And that scene was actually kind of pathetic. Because that was just a legitimate square up and he just took him out.
Yeah, so the police officer kind of sucks because he actually doesn't participate almost in any more of the fighting.
Nope. He squared up with a doll and got his ass beat.
Yeah. That's the thing about this. It's a doll with doll strength, I would assume. Like, it's a doll. Why can't they just take down this doll? They burn it alive. It keeps coming. They shoot off its arm. They shoot off its leg. They shoot off its head. It reminds me of freaking Shane in The Walking Dead. He says, why is he still coming?
How much strength could a doll have? Like, how much force could he put behind anything he does?
I don't know.
With his little doll hands and legs. They're so cute and so small.
No.
I don't know.
He keeps coming.
Yeah.
Eventually, like I said, he has no more body parts. They think it's dead. They go to check on like the cop. He's like, you did it. He's like, yeah. Then the partner walks in and he's like, what happened in here?
The mustache guy?
Yeah, mustache guy. And it's like, wow. They're like, it was the doll. It was real. And like,
He's like, ha, good one.
and then the doll arm starts choking him.
Yeah.
And then the body starts walking again. And then the head in the background is just like, kill him all, kill him.
So funny.
And eventually they're like, shoot him in the heart. And I think it's the cop here who gets the killing blow. He shoots the doll in the heart. Once again, splat into the wall.
Yeah, I mean, like, it is almost as if, like, at this point, even non-believers for Chucky, like, it's almost like, how could you not believe I can make this work? So now I'm going to show you that I am a doll.
Yeah. So then once Chucky's finally dead, they're like, believe us now? And he's like, yeah, but who's going to believe me? And this is my thing. I get that. How do you explain a doll, right?
How do you explain that a man casted a spell and inserted his soul and essence into a doll body?
But there's a lot of evidence.
Sure.
There's literally a doll.
Yes.
There's literally a doll that's bleeding.
Correct. A doll bleeding.
In theory, if you were to take a blood sample, it would match Charles Lee Ray.
True. Also, if you cut that doll up at this point, I wonder what that's going to look like.
Exactly.
Where's that blood coming from?
Exactly. So I think you would have to believe it.
Sure.
And I guess technically no crime was committed in that apartment because the only person killed in the apartment was a doll.
I even question, if you scrape some of the skin off of the doll at this point, if it's bleeding, that should be an organ.
Exactly. So I think they, in theory, could prove the doll did it.
Okay. I don't know if we're digging too deep into this, but
we probably are. Well, I don't know, because the next movie, like, somehow that doll gets, I think, like, a cat grabs its arm and, like, brings it to a toy factory and then ends up being mixed in to be rebuilt or something. Like, it's very strange.
Yeah.
Can't wait to talk about it on sequel September 16.
Sounds good.
But that's it. They win. Doll is dead. The day is saved. Andy is never seen again until like the sixth sequel, seventh sequel, as an adult.
There you go.
So what you think?
I enjoyed it.
Me too.
It was just a rootin' tootin' good time. That's all it is. It's just a fun movie.
Yeah. It's not groundbreaking. It's not.
I'm sure there's doll movies even way before this.
Yeah, well,
this is 88. It's
Puppet Master. When did those start coming out? Or like
it's around the same time.
Or like Tourist Trap is kind of. There's mannequins.
Tourist Trap was definitely earlier than that.
So it's good though. It's well acted. I think to its credit, everyone does a good job in it. Even the kid does a good job in it.
It's an excellent movie flow. Like everything like kind of like transitions well and makes sense. Like the story is solid, even though the idea is ridiculous. They keep the story good.
Well, that's the thing. I think the first 45 minutes are a legit like not suspense, but like an actual horror like build up, and then the last half hour is a comedy. But it's a fun comedy. I enjoy it.
Yeah, like that's one thing I'll say. Like for a horror movie, there's like nothing scary about this.
No, it's not scary.
No, it's like I think like going the supernatural route with the doll is definitely scarier than a doll just as a slasher.
Agreed. So with that said, I'm actually going to give this a 7.
Yeah.
I think a 7 is a very fair rating for this movie.
Me too. Yeah. I have it as a 7, just because it was really entertaining and it was a fun movie to watch. And I really don't have too many complaints. Like even it being funny, it's just like it's appreciative. Like They definitely like were going that route. Like,
Well,
it's very clear.
From this way on, it's like comedy straight up, pretty much. Like Chucky is a fucking stand-up.
It's like zany slashing.
Yeah, he's a stand-up comic killer from here on out. So
yeah, the clever remarks for sure.
So we got this thing called the Necro coin, and I want to flip it. But when I think of deaths in this movie, we have 3.
Well, you have the dude that gets blown up by the fire.
Eddie Caputo.
Yeah. You have the girl that gets knocked out of the window.
And Maggie. And you have the doctor. Those are the only 3 I could think of.
Yeah, you got Fry Boy. I gotta go with the mother.
Aunt Maggie?
Maggie, yeah.
Should I even flip the coin? Because Aunt Maggie was mine.
We have to flip the coin.
Okay,
Shane. There's a rule.
Then I would put in Eddie Caputo.
Okay, get it blowing up in the house.
Yeah. Actually, maybe Burnt Toast Doctor.
Yeah,
let's go Toast Doctor and Maggie.
Yeah, I mean, Maggie's the better kill.
It is. But you're right. There are rules.
There are rules.
All right, so we'll do Maggie as this side and the doctor as that side. And I'll give this a good flip.
If it's destined, I mean, it'll be destined, Shane.
The doctor.
Okay, well, you know, chart.
Well, sometimes you got to put in doctor. You could have been the most charcoal thing in this movie.
Almost. You almost had it.
There was toast.
There's also potentially Eddie Caputo.
Yeah, Eddie Caputo. You know, you kind of were a nothing burger of a character. So I'm kind of upset with putting you in our Necronom. Kind of feel like you don't deserve it. I almost feel like the Voodoo Man we forgot to mention also could have been nominated.
Oh yeah, you're right, Voodoo Man.
But it's too late. Mistakes were made. And for that reason, the doctor is in our Necronomicon.
In a movie with just so much slashing them up,
yes.
So much zany fun,
yes.
Shane, I have a question for you, my friend.
Hit me with it.
Do you believe that the Voodoo Man was inspiration for the N64 game Shadow Man?
Yes. I think it's like a given. It's the only it's the only thing that makes sense.
Right?
Yeah. I think that's 100% a fact.
Yeah.
So, Voodoo Men aside, I realized the month of January, besides New Year's Evil, we've had a theme of like spirits and like more supernatural things going on.
Uh-huh.
So we're gonna continue that next week.
Yeah, we're gonna keep that going for a couple more weeks.
Yeah, because next week we're doing a big favorite of the modern horror fan.
Some would say it's like a top 10 horror film of the 2010s.
And I would agree with that, I think.
I probably would, towards the back end of it. But I would
yeah. So we're doing The Conjuring.
We're doing The Conjuring.
The James Wan classic. This is what really put James Wan as okay, he's going to keep making good movies.
And then he doesn't.
Well.
Oh, he had Malignant.
I like Malignant.
Well, and then what else did he do after that?
Didn't he do...
He did something else.
Yeah, he did. Well, I like The Conjuring 2.
Did he do that?
Yes, I think he did the second one.
He definitely doesn't.
Oh, he did Aquaman.
That is so random.
It really is.
That is so weird. All he does is horror movies.
And then Aquaman. Well, everyone needs a payday.
Everyone needs a payday.
He actually has that new movie coming out this month. It actually might be out already. I don't remember. Megan?
I want to see that, actually.
Okay, so that movie looks like a meme, but I want to see it too.
It's like female 2020 version of Chucky.
It kind of, yeah. It really, really is. I'm just looking at what James Wan has directed real quick, because now I'm like super curious.
What was his first full-length feature film?
Saw.
It was Saw?
Yeah. He did Dead Silence.
That's right.
It's a movie I like.
Yeah, I would review that.
Wow, I didn't know he did this. He did Death Sentence with Kevin Bacon. That's a great movie.
That's just a really good movie.
Oh, he did the first Insidious.
Yeah, that I know.
Yeah. Conjuring, Insidious 2.
He did do Insidious too.
Yeah.
Huh?
Furious 7.
Everybody needs a payday.
Yes. Conjuring 2. Aquaman and Malignant. And his upcoming... Oh, wait. Did he not direct Megan? I thought he did.
Maybe he wrote it.
Oh, he's a producer for it. Produced it. That makes sense. Okay. Well, like I said, we're doing The Conjuring next.
Based I don't know how loose it is on true events.
Okay, so all I know for a fact is
they're real people.
Is that they're real people. I know the Warrens are known paranormal investigators. Like, they have gone to many cases and worked on them. It's just what's actually real about them and what's fabricated.
Are we doing the research on this, or are we going in?
We're just going in.
Okay. Yeah, we don't do research on this show.
No!
We never did.
No, God, no. We just guess.
We just lie.
Nothing we say is real. So we're the Final Podcast signing off, and we will see you next week where we lie about the Warren family.
We will literally. How much are we going to slander this family on the next podcast?
A lot.
No, all good stuff. We like The Conjuring.
I love that movie.
Tune in every Monday. Final Podcast, 6 a.m. is when these episodes do air on finalpodcast.com, Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to music or podcasts. And then also on YouTube now. We have video there. And Friday as well for Final Friday, where you find all the shitty horror movies that we talk about. We'll see you there.
Bye.